If you've ever wanted to build a kind of fortress inside yourself, a will that just doesn't bend or break, no matter what the world throws at you, well, you could do a lot worse than listening to a Roman emperor. So let's do just that. We're going to open the gates to his fortress and explore a masterclass in self-discipline, straight from the mind of Marcus Aurelius himself.
And this right here, this is the cornerstone of everything we're about to cover. It's not about controlling the world, because you can't. It's all about mastering your response to it. That's where real, genuine strength is found.
Just try to imagine it for a second. You command legions of soldiers, your face is literally on coins from Britain all the way to Syria. You're Marcus Aurelius. But despite all that, despite plagues and constant war, your biggest, toughest battle was the one you fought every single morning inside your own head. So, what were the blueprints for his inner fortress? And maybe more importantly, how can we use them to build our own? Well, it all starts with laying a really solid foundation. You got to understand your why before you can even begin to tackle the how.
This is Marcus Aurelius talking to himself, and come on, doesn't that sound just a little bit familiar? He used this exact question to fight that universal pull of a warm bed, reminding himself that, hey, he was born for something more. And that's where discipline really begins, with a sense of purpose. Your purpose is that internal fire. Think of it like this. If you get a flat tire on the way to something important, you're going to change it, no matter how tired or annoyed you are. Why? Because the purpose, getting where you need to go, is crystal clear. That fire is what burns away all the excuses. So if you define your purpose, you'll find the discipline to get through almost anything.
Okay, so once you've got your why, you need to build the how, and that starts by relying on yourself. Now, this isn't about some grand, vague ambition or just waiting around for inspiration to strike. Nope, it's about creating a practical, actionable plan that you and only you are responsible for.
So the crucial point here is to avoid feeling overwhelmed, because that feeling, that is the assassin of discipline. You have to break the mountain down into stones you can actually carry. Create some milestones, give yourself deadlines, and most importantly, just focus on the very next small step. You can always take one more step.
All right, a foundation is great, but it's pretty useless without walls, right? And those walls, well, they get built brick by brick, day by day, through the incredible power of habit. So many of us fail not because the goal is impossible, but because our consistency gets broken. We let one bad day bleed into a bad week, and then, the rest. But a disciplined mind knows that today's failure does not define tomorrow's effort. Every single morning, you get a new life, a totally clean slate. The job is just to show up.
Now this next idea, this one is really interesting because it's so counterintuitive. To build resilience, you have to willingly practice being uncomfortable. It's kind of like giving yourself a vaccine against the tough stuff in life. You're building calluses on your spirit.
And here's what that can actually look like. Go on, dare yourself. Take a cold shower, skip a meal. You could even try sleeping on the floor for a night. What you're doing is teaching your mind and your body that you can handle discomfort. It actually reduces your fear of real hardship because you've walked into it on purpose and realized, hey, I can survive this.
Then at the end of each day, it's time for a little review. This isn't about judging yourself harshly, it's just about awareness. You have to look at your actions to find your weak spots. By asking these simple questions, you're gathering the data you need to be just a little bit better tomorrow.
But, and this is maybe the most vital part of that whole review process, after you've looked at your day, you have to forgive yourself for where you fell short. Another Stoic philosopher, Seneca, knew this, and modern research totally backs it up. It is self-compassion, not shame, that builds lasting discipline. It's what keeps you from just putting things off.
Okay, with our daily habits in place, it's time to build the inner defenses of our fortress. This is all about the mental models we use to protect our peace and guard our discipline from the inside out.
We saw this in that very first quote, and it's really the core of all Stoic philosophy. You have to be relentless in distinguishing between what you can control, like your thoughts and your actions, and what you can't, which is, well, pretty much everything else. Your energy is finite. Don't waste it trying to defend things outside your fortress walls.
Just look at how simple and powerful this logic is. If you have a problem you can do something about, then great, do it. Worrying is just a waste of time. And if you have a problem you can't do anything about, then worrying is not only useless, it's actually harmful. This one framework can eliminate so much unnecessary stress from your life.
This is Marcus Aurelius at his most blunt, right? There's no sugarcoating it.
This is a direct assault on the victim mentality. It's a command to take radical responsibility for your life and your actions.
That why me mindset is just poison. It's you willingly giving away your power. Look, something might not be your fault, but your response is always your responsibility. The person who stands in the middle of the storm and says, "Try me," that's the one with true strength.
He asks this with this sense of disbelief, you know? He points to the ants and the bees, and he sees them all doing their work, putting the world in order. And he challenges us, basically saying, seriously, are we really not willing to do our job as human beings? It's a direct confrontation with our desire for instant gratification.
And this is the very heart of self-discipline. It's resisting the tempting dessert at the party now so you can achieve your long-term health goal later. It's the simple ability to say no to that immediate impulse in service of a greater reward down the road.
Finally, let's talk about the world outside our fortress. Our discipline doesn't exist in a vacuum. We need a few strategies for dealing with the people and the pressures that are all around us.
When you start to change, when you start to grow, you will attract naysayers. It's just a fact of life. Aurelius tells us to go to their souls and see them for who they really are. And when you do, you'll probably realize their criticism is really about their own fears, not your limits. Don't hand over your peace of mind to them. It's not worth it.
But while you're ignoring the naysayers, you should be actively seeking out role models. Find living blueprints. Who has the discipline you're trying to build? Figure out how they did it. Use their map to help you navigate your own journey.
So, the lessons are all laid out. The blueprints from a Roman emperor are right here in your hands. But the fortress, it's still unbuilt. The only thing that matters now is action. So let me ask you, what is the first small stone that you are going to lay today?